Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder, to our first impressions on the USS Somers, the DD-381. And this is now, in my opinion, not just the best American, but in general the best gunboat destroyers, especially for close quarters. It has 8, count them 8, 127mm or 5-inch guns. Rapid firing, and the DPM lies, if I remember correctly, at 120 rounds per minute. Yeah, that's more than twice what you get from a Russian destroyer. And you have very fast turret rotation speed. On top of this, you also have the most torpedoes in game. And since Gaijin removed the torpedo tube explosion or severely reduced the chance for them blowing up, you also have 12 of them for either making a certain torpedo pattern if you want to just slow down the enemy, or you wreck a cruiser, and you can do quite some shenanigans with them. So most guns, highest DPM, fast ship, and also the most torpedoes, and that's still at a battle rating of 4.3, so from the Fletcher onwards. Now the only disadvantage that I see for this ship is that it only has 2 quadruple 1.1 inch guns as secondaries or anti-aircraft guns that are above machine gun caliber, and yeah, so no 40mm Bofors memes, sadly. But I think the firepower of the guns makes more than up for it. So I'm not quite sure why 4.3. This should be 4.7 for a destroyer, because I have gunned down cruisers with this. I have just wrecked enemy destroyers within just a few salvos. I've done some crazy stuff with this ship, and yet it has a lower battle rating than the German Navikzerstörer, which is understandable if you go by the gun caliber, etc., where also it has the advantage in long range accuracy and the trajectory, as well as the flight time of the shells. So at longer ranges, the USS Summers is not as good as you might expect, and you take numerous salvos to even gun down an enemy AI cargo ship. Just how crazy the trajectory is. At 13 kilometers, I have a flight time of approximately 50 seconds. Yikes. So at 10 kilometers, it's roughly 30 seconds, something like this. It is absolutely crazy. The shells are just circling the earth 3 times before they come down in some plunging fire. And then you can imagine that the accuracy is not really that great, despite your best aim, despite your best lead prediction. Yeah, but at short range, the DPM is just absolutely crazy, and ripple firing, it just never stops. It just never stops. It's a constant stream and rainbow of lead, high explosive, and fun towards the enemy team's ships. So yeah, I think now, without further ado, let's go right into it and let's see what the ship can do. So let's start the show with the first customer of the day. I just wait for the rear guns to arrange with the front guns and open with the first salvo on this poor guy. And then I watch the fall of the shots. I correct the distance and the aim, the lead basically, and then it's happy gray box shooting, and I constantly correct the aim. And look, with the first salvo we take out half his crew, and 31%. I knock out the bridge, so now he goes in a straight line due to the helm being down. Main caliber turrets, auxiliary caliber turrets, A-guns, smoke funnels, they all get knocked out, and there is just no escape for this guy. This DPM is absolutely phenomenally good. There is just no escape. And so we get our first kill in the fashion of being inevitable with this salvo here. Yeah, that was the first strike on this guy. And then I had free reign on the AI ships, but I don't want to bore you with this. Another nice scene is this one versus the Sumner. It's also a 4.3 battle rating destroyer with a little bit of anti-fragmentation armor, and there you can see we knock out one turret, blacken the compartment, and there you can see how effective the fragmentation armor is. So with the next salvo I'll switch to armor piercing, and I want to try to take out here that gun turret. He's down to 27% crew, and then we hit the gun turret and knock out the rest of the crew. That was quick. So how about a German light cruiser, for instance? Oh, that's a nice Köln that you have there with a 26,000 civil line repair bill. A shame if a chain reaction would happen to it, right? So please notice that I only have HE loaded here, and I only use the HE. I tried it out a little bit, experimenting here with the proximity fuses and also the armor piercing. It is HE and AP mixture all over again. 3/4 HE and 1/4 AP is probably the best ratio. So we ignite the fuel tanks, we hit the smoke funnels, and then happy chain reaction. Yep. What fun and engaging game mechanics we have right here. If this is not World of Warships, I don't know. Talking about World of Warships, here I'm using now AP to get the main caliber turrets of this Krasny Krim down. And let's just watch how much pain I can inflict on this guy. Currently only the front turrets are available. Now I'm coming around the island. Now we have full broadside. And there I just knock out various different compartments. And I think semi-armor piercing is quite underestimated. It is still very powerful. So currently he sits at 64% crew. But I want to change this. And obviously I try here a little bit to go for the frontal ammo rack. And so inevitably we then chunk a huge portion of his crew out when we then just saturate the compartment. And yeah, that was nearly 40% of his crew, so 36%, yeah. Now I'm reversing again, and come on, come on. Yeah, there we go. Good stuff right there. So we knocked out so many more guns. Talking about knocking out guns, this is a very reliable tactic in my opinion for dealing with the USS Trenton and the USS Omaha. Look at that. First salvo and we knock out 3 main caliber turrets. Another one. This is good stuff. Now I aim for the back ones, and I knock one out, the ones that are the casemate mountings, but I have to aim a little bit lower for dealing with the double turret. Now, meanwhile, I get shot by another light cruiser that is camping in the back, of which I heavily disapprove. This engagement goes a little bit different than you might expect. I try to hit here the frontal ammo rack. One of my turrets is knocked out, so I now have only the firepower of the USS Sumner, only. And meanwhile, I repair as well. So, can we hit that compartment? Come on. He's down to 31% crew. Yeah, he is not having the greatest time of his life, I guess. He can't shoot back. And that is the frontal ammo rack blowing up. Okay. Now he's down to 10% crew. Can we kill him? Can we kill him? Come on. Okay. So, he left the battle on this kill which I worked for on, and denied me the kill. So this is a massive problem that we have currently, and I used this myself when I was just bailing out from a BTD attack run in my German cruiser. But, you know, this is stuff that we have since the closed beta of tanks. Now, watch this. I launched torpedoes in prediction of the course and speed of the Krasny Krim and behind him. So now I try to knock out his propulsion. I hit the engine room, the smoke funnels are down, and I just pepper him quite hard. And before he can deal with me, I hide behind the island. And then, seconds later, let's see if my prediction was correct. And voila, c'est ça. And that was how you kill a light cruiser. And you can do this repeatedly with this ship. Okay, enough of this shenanigans. Let's go into a proper battle. So, yeah, this is again Domination Mediterranean port. And we spawn here in our favorite location, right next to the enemy spawn. Guardian's map design, man. Oh, brain. Well, I was very lucky that we didn't have light cruiser opposition, so this is why I survived this battle so far. And yeah, it's my usual plan to get here behind the island, close to B, and then hopefully support the patrol boat fight in sea, and let's see what we can do about it. Spoiler alert, it will be a nice battle and I will mostly fire non-stop, so I need a lot of the ammunition, but I dish out the punishment. I'm just a damage dealer, if you will. I'm a little bit of a glass machine gun with 5-inch guns. Yeah, that's basically what this ship is. It is fun, all this taka-taka, it is effective. But for it to be balanced, we need equally powerful ships throughout the nations. Currently, only the Germans have a similar flavored destroyer with the Narvik-Zerstörer, which has the advantage at long range. Where it has the muzzle velocity and keeps the muzzle velocity, so the speed retention on the shell and also the precision. No wonder they are 5.9-inch guns, taken from the KMS Emden. So all in all, this ship is fun. Not for the enemy, of course, but for you. Just don't get shot. Just don't get into a crossfire. Deal with one enemy at a time from an ambush position, never go alone, and this ship just decides the fight in your favor very, very often. So here we now come to the corner and we carefully have to watch out if enemy destroyers have chosen to go this path as well, and also if enemy patrol boats have fired some torpedoes into this general direction. Which is always a nice idea because due to the map design, there are not that many options where you can go around, and the spawn predetermines very often for a long portion of the battle where you go and when you go there. So now I spotted here something from the enemy team. I'm not quite sure what it is, but, why not shoot at it? Okay, it's a K2. Apparently, the K2 has now a patrol boat spawn because this ship was not able to compete versus destroyers because it's being so low and so fragile. Who would have thought? And instead of making an intermediate spawn for intermediate ships that are just much stronger than patrol boats, but not as good as contemporary destroyers, Gatchin, puts those ships then on the patrol boat side. That's hilarious. This is not how it should be, but hey, it's Gaijin. We're used to this kind of shenanigan balance. So here we have an S-100 and we blow him up. Took me a bit too long for my taste, but at the end we got him. Okay, now I try to angle away to go into B. And meanwhile I try to snipe here this other patrol boat, and then again I pull a Notzer because yeah, World of Warships flashbacks. Now I have to reverse and angle while shooting at the other destroyer, while not forgetting here about the torpedoes that come my way. Ooh, this is a situation in which I don't want to be, and there you can see again, one gun turret is knocked out, so we only have now 6 guns, and that's still more than those 2 ships on the other side combined. So now I can extinguish the fire, repair, etc., hide behind the island while capping. Where are the torpedoes? There they are. Okay. Now that's a tricky situation. My guns open up again, and there is another S-100. Let's quickly deal with this guy. Come on. Ugh. Overlet. I see the torpedoes. I think they will pass me, and there we get the kill. Okay. I have to admit, shooting up your patrol boats is not the greatest demanding stuff in War Thunder ever when you're sitting in a destroyer. But only that you can see the advantage of that DPM, that rate of fire, the multiple turret setup, and also the fast turret rotation speed. but also a little bit of a disadvantage from not having 40mm. If I would have 40mm, I would have used them to gun down those patrol boats, but the 28mm, only AG, no AP, and then they are not the greatest gun system in War Thunder in my opinion. But the main guns will deal with everything in my opinion. So there we have what looks like a Fletcher or a Cowell, and we are just shooting him up big time. Yeah, I had a little bit of a difficult time getting the lead here because he was actually opening the distance. So let's look behind us, nothing there. Can I come out here and play a little bit in the open, trying to get behind the island, trying to get into the Holy Land here. Let's see what we can do. If now somebody spawns right there, I'm a little bit in trouble. I mean, I can take some hits, but not too many. And despite my DPM, if I just whiff my salvos, if I don't take the appropriate lead, or the enemy having good RNG, I'm done. And at the moment, sadly, there is too much dependency on RNG in War Thunder Naval RB, and that makes me sad. Okay, so now my plan is to get behind the island that is in front of my bow, basically, and then shooting up the enemy that is coming around this island. And I expect there to be only one. So at this time I killed so many people that the team should have lost some players. Yep, 2 have left. That's good. The question is, when is he coming out to play? And if there is somebody else that I have to gun down before that. Oh, that is a PR-159. Okay, let's quickly kill him. Good central hit. I should have rippled fired. Let's shoot at the bow. Okay, another compartment down. Let's shoot up the stern, and we get the kill. Okay, that was close. If he would have opened up right from the start, I'd probably be dead. And then obviously the enemy is there. And now watch this fight. I already have taken some losses to my crew. And with the first salvo I kill half of his crew. And now my aim is just not perfect, but it's still good enough. With that DPM versus this poor guy, come on Gaijin, you can do better. That's just not fair. And now it's compartment sniping. 1% crew, come on. Another salvo is out. And there is the kill. Poor Clemson. Poor Clemson. And I nearly overlooked this guy, but only nearly. Yep, and this is how I got now 7 kills already. What a result. And also this ship, sorry about this. This ship is not really that expensive, but not that cheap either. 9,200 civil lines repair cost. What really baffles me is the ammunition cost. So the proximity fuse shell and also the armor piercing cost 2 silver lines each. Oh, I hold here my fire and wait, and then ripple fire. Come on. Okay, front section is saturated. Let's blast the rear of this Kalgaster. There we go, 8 kills. Okay, back to the ammunition cost. 2 silver lines for the semi-armor piercing and the proximity fuse HE shells. Yeah, some of the German cruiser shells cost per shot 60. Count them, 60 silver lines. That's 30 times more. And that means that even if you blast through all of your nearly 3,000 rounds and take only AP or the proximity fuse HE, those ammunition costs would not exceed 6,000 silver lines. Yeah. So even if you get killed, and even if you blast through a lot of ammunition, and you kill nothing, you still have only half the costs of one single repair of a German light cruiser. And there we go. 1 capture zone, 8 kills, and 2 kill assists. What a battle. Let's have a quick look at the post-battle results. Come on. And there we get 47,000 civil lines and 4,757 vehicle research points and the Survivor Award, as well as a new profile picture, and we also fulfilled one of the extra special missions and get an additional 25,000 silver lines. So yeah, what a nice battle. That was fun, that was relaxing for me, but that was really the exception because overall the War Thunder meta doesn't really support this. That's it for me today, so thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Please give this video a like if it did, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other in the skies, on the battlefields, and on the waves of War Thunder.